Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to the Oriental Café, a podcast where we will sit at the same table to explore the fascinating worlds of Egyptian dance, personal empowerment, and halas, life. I'm your host, Joana Saahirah, world-renowned Oriental dancer, teacher, choreographer, and author, the creator of the pioneering Joana Saahirah's World and Joana Saahirah's Online Dance School. I will meet you at the Oriental Café every 2 weeks, alone or with a guest, sharing intimate yet universal conversations. In agreement or disagreement, we will create bridges and inspire each other, because the world is only one, and so is our human soul. Ready to fall in love? Yalla bina! Welcome to a new episode of the Oriental Café podcast with my dear Ellen. Oh my God, Ellen. First of all, welcome. You know you're one of my favorite people. We have met on several dance festivals around the world, and I've always felt you were such a talented, original, and intelligent person. Really, I mean that. And you know, because I've told you so. I've told you so. It's not the first time I tell you this. So I am thrilled to have you as my guest of my podcast. Welcome. And what I usually start with is by presenting my person, my guest. I can tell our people, our audition, our public, that you are one of the most original dancers I've met. You are a performer, you are a choreographer, a teacher, but I would like to hear it from you. What I usually do is I ask my guest, how do they see themselves now? How do you present yourself right now? Who are you and what are you doing right now? Can you share it with us?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, dear Joanna, for such a kind words. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I respect you as an artist and separated as a personality. So, it's true. It's not just a diplomatical, like a sweet conversation, and you're such a kind words about me. It means a lot. It's huge, really, honestly. I appreciate it very much, and I hope that I will not disappoint you.
No, never.
So who
And you know, Ellen, you know I'm not a diplomatic person. So
like
when I
me?
say something, it's because I really, that's my opinion. That's my honest opinion. So, you know, no need to thank me. Let us all know, how do you see yourself as an artist today? What's going on with you?
Mm, as a dinosaur, ancient artifact, sometimes maybe. I'm a professional choreographer. I'm on the stage already 38. It's going to finish 39 year already. So in Arabic dances and Egyptian dance, I'm already 22 years. In the Middle Eastern folklore, because by profession I'm a choreographer folklorist, not ballet master, folklore. And I was lucky enough to study Egyptian dance from huge legends in the 19th in the Cairo, not by festivals. It was before festivals actually, and before internet time. So like face to face, and I was searching a lot. I faced many bad teachers, many great teachers, huge legends, even when I was not knowing who is who, just, you know, like searching for the someone who will explain me what's going on in this beautiful Egyptian music. I was searching a lot in not only in the choreography but also in the musical. Did a lot of musical research, like Makam, and my mother is a musician. She's a pianist, so her knowledge and what she could explain me, and also my teachers, all this builded me. Sometimes I feel like I think like every artist, yeah. Sometimes I feel like, yeah, I'm huge. I can hear this music in a correct way, because this is what always I heard, like a compliment from my teachers. But a lot of time I feel myself like just like an artifact, like ancient, because now I see that this modern music became more popular, and I don't like this modern music. This is my opinion, because you cannot compare even the simple melody with, one or two or three musical instruments, not rich orchestra. I mean, just a simple village band. You cannot compare this beauty with the technological, electrical sound of the modern street shabby. They are uncomparable. It's like to try to compare, I don't know, jazz with some kind of pop music. They both are good, but they are not comparable. So that's how I'm feeling myself. I'm just want to continue with my teaching, with my school, with my students, because I can see that with them, maybe a little bit, I can change something.
I just released the previous podcast episode, or one of our previous podcast episodes, a few episodes ago, with Hendel Baluti. She's an Egyptian contemporary dancer living and studying in Germany, and she wrote and published a book on Shabi, Maraganet dance and music, and it's available. So you will like for sure to listen to it, because we go into the modern Egyptian music, modern Shabi music. What does that mean for traditional musicians?
Yeah.
What does that mean for the concept of art if a bunch of kids with a computer and a synthesizer are now producing hits? And how can we compare it with Mohammed Abdul Wahab or
Yes.
Abdul Halim? Or, I mean, what is happening here? Is it good? Is it bad? Should we embrace it? Should we reject it? Right? We go through all these things in this episode with Hendel Baluti. And the question is, I believe, how do we perhaps integrate the modern and the old, or not? Or not? As you say, I'm not interested. And I don't think we should necessarily be interested. I mean,
Absolutely. It's not my cup of tea. That's it.
yeah. So for every dancer, I believe there comes a time, and this is the time to decide how much of the old golden artistically elevated music, at least in my opinion, can we embrace, and how much of the modern, whatever you may like to call it, can we embrace? And do I want to embrace it? And do I want to use it? Do I want to move
Can
with
I
the times or
can I
not?
put something here?
Sure.
Can we call Mozart or Beethoven an old music?
I'm using this term because that's the term people use. For me, music is
So
not
they are
old or
wrong,
new.
because from the musical part, look, you know it better than me, of course. We're just discussing, yeah, speaking. Kulthum epoch, the Tarab time, there was the time when Egypt had a possibility, actually, as a country, as the yes, Egypt is a very ancient country, but had a lot of historical aspects. So the golden music, the golden collection of Egyptian music was created in the middle of 20th century. They didn't had Mozart that time, yeah, different history, different mentality. They had Mozart and Beethoven and all those like gods of the music in the 20th century. So to call them old, it means like, okay, let's call Mozart old, but we call them classic. Classic cannot be old. It's just it's a nonsense from the in every kind of art. You can't say that Rembrandt is old in the paintings. Yes, so the same, the tarab is not an old music, it's a classic music. And if to look now what we have in our Oriental dance industry, in our community now, we have a lot of dancers who can very good, perfectly perform street shabby, any kind of shabby, ballet shabby, and everything else. Yes, they are perfectly, really. If someone likes the styles, could enjoy, because from 10 dancers, 8 or 9 are very good in it. But how many good tarab performances do we have? Artists? Not so much. Even when last period, I'm not I'm not visiting many dance festivals because, feeling like this level tired. A year ago, I've been at one festival with Mohammed Shakhin, by the way, and we had a conversation about it, and I told to him like, why? Look, this dancer, she's dancing like many years. I know her for many years. Yes, she is a part of the competitions and everywhere, and she's doing all the festivals, workshops. She knows every Egyptian teacher by private. I mean, with the private classes, but she's still dancing like 145 movements in a minute, jumping around the stage, not changing. Why it's like this? I really don't understand this. So I was asking him, like the colleague whom I respect, like a great teacher, like, can you explain me? And he said, because that's the way how she can feel. You can't change the feeling of another person. This level she can take, this level she can feel, she can't develop it in herself. And she's stuck in this level because the nature, maybe, I don't know, God or parents, I don't know how it works, give to her that level. So when she's dancing tarab, that particular very good dancer in the shabi, oh my God, she's like, mwah, you would like to kiss her and eat her. She's tasty, she's with character and all the emotions and sexy and flirty, everything is there. But in the tarab, it goes like, pushing, beating this tarab music. I don't know, squeezing it. There is everything except the tarab. What is tarab? It's not the name of the dance. It's name of the feeling. When you feel music which you love and you say, "Oh, I feel tarab. I feel like it's on my skin. I feel tarab." So give me the tarab. I don't want this gymnastic. That's what I mean. That's maybe for us. I do believe that I can perform tarab a little bit. I don't know, not better, but I don't want to say such things, but not so in aggressive manner, not in a modern contemporary manner. I just can't because I never studied this contemporary belly dance. So I do believe that such a dinosaurs like me or like you with
I
our
have been
tendencies.
doing this for 25 years. I did the math the other day, nonstop in Egypt and around the world. Almost 10 years in
Yes.
Egypt and then traveling nonstop. 25 years, that's a quarter of a century, right? I
Yeah.
mean, but let me make two important disclaimers because you said two very important things. First of all, I am here playing the devil's advocate because as a podcast host, I have to
Of
put
course.
things in a way that people can understand and relate to. So when I speak about old school or old style music, that's the name people are calling it. For me, as you may imagine, it's not old or new, is either good or bad music, period. I don't even call it classic. I call it great music or poor
Yeah.
music. So for me, that's not even a discussion, but that's what people are calling it nowadays. And they're dividing what is, in my opinion, great music, well composed, well orchestrated, well played, beautifully written by the best Egyptian artists of their time, with music that is basically created, as I said, on a computer in a basement by a bunch of creative kids with a good ear for music. That's it. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. What I said is now both are on the table. And as dancers who are actively involved with the dance, we have the choice to make. Am I interested or not? Do I want to go for it? Do I want to try even to understand it? To understand if this is good or bad, if I want to work with it eventually or not, And some of us will say no, and that's perfectly fine. That's point number one. Point number two, I loved what you shared about the lack of feeling and the fast, aggressive pushing that we see nowadays in Raqs al-Sharqi,
Yes.
what people like to call belly dance. I will disagree with Mohammed. I know Mohammed very well. He was the first person who hired me in Egypt, if you can imagine. He was a
Oh
manager
my
of
God.
dancers. and he hired dancers for events, for video clips. He hired me for Oman to dance for Sultan Qaboos with
Super.
an Egyptian troupe. Yeah, great story. I was in jail for that. Another long story. Yeah, another long story in Oman. And I will disagree with Mohammed. I do think that people are educated to dance like machines nowadays. And I don't think they're not doing it differently just because they can't. I don't buy into that. I have met thousands of dancers, as you know, physically in festivals. And since I opened my school, people from, I mean, imagine all sorts of dances, different cultures, different educational backgrounds, different ages, different talents. I mean, a wide variety of people, right? And I truly don't believe that they're dancing like machines because that's the best they can do. I do know for a fact that teachers are teaching them to move like that.
But that particular dancer about whom I said, she's every single year she's doing one or twice Egyptian festivals. She's studying with Egyptian teachers. If to ask her, she's pretty sure that she's dancing a real Egyptian rock sharky style. But it's
Yes,
still
but
same. It's not changed. I mean,
sure. But
she's like others.
the problem is that even Egyptian teachers are dancing like machines nowadays. That is the problem.
Mm,
I have seen
uh,
choreographies that people have sent me. I have listened to music being produced in Egypt now for dancers, and I almost have a heart attack, an anxiety attack, because it's so fast. It has none of the details, the nuances, and the tempo, the timing for feeling. None of it, forget.
the festivals when they are involved. That's why I don't want to go on the festivals anymore. Festivals when they are inviting teacher, they asking, can you teach something modern, because people want some modern. But how many times I've been at such festivals where organizer who pays actually the producer of the event, yeah, asking me, Ellen, we want some kind of mise en scene with a good tempo or a drum solo or the strong, powerful and sexy shabby or something. And then people asking me why you wasn't teaching the tarab. I said, because organizer asked me. He's paying, she's paying, so I has to be like a good worker, you know. But we wanted to tarab or maybe like some classic from you, from maybe Muwashahat or something like this. So Egyptians, you know the character of Egyptian teacher, Egyptian people, they don't like to how to say this, to be very active. If they can work and get money for this, that's fine for them. Same as other, I don't want to say name, other teacher told me, very big name, I mean, big, huge star Egyptian, told me like, Ellen, they pay me, so why should I like opening America from zero? It's already done. I'm just a work. I'll teach them what they want to learn, what they can repeat, and they will be happy after it. That's it. That's the truth.
Yeah,
If
but
we go to teach some crazy, hard, emotional tarab, the students on the workshop will not get it. And I heard it by myself when after such a workshop, not mine, again, Egyptian teacher, very good teacher, with a very difficult choreography. Students been, oh, what it was, I could repeat nothing. So good for you. If you could repeat nothing, it means that you've been studying something what you don't know. You're going to develop yourself. Say thank you, teacher. You teach me something what I never knew before. But they are feeling happy when they pay money. This a lot of festivals did this, like a conveyor system, yeah, like a factory. They coming on the workshop. They can repeat everything. They're learning simple, bit primitive choreography, and after this, they, oh, such a good teacher. Oh my God, I'll do it again.
yes. Well, but you know, and of course, this is just my observation. I do believe that people are capable of so much more, but there is a trend, and it's quite obvious to me. I mean, I don't even question it because it's so obvious, of teachers, foreigners and Egyptians who are doing it like machines. So people will mimic them.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
agree.
trend, it's a fashion, and it is what it is, you know. Now, let me jump into who inspired you. Who were the references, those teachers that you had to travel to, right? That really changed the way you saw dance and eventually made you fall in love with Egyptian dance. Who were they and how did they impact you?
For Tarab, Madame Mon El Said, may God rest her soul in peace. In Baladi, Madame Nelly Fouad, definitely. So different styles. Egypt is so rich with this absolutely different mannerism in a different dancing styles, and one teacher cannot inspire in every those styles because each of them has some kind of golden center, golden root, golden knowledge. So I remember very good when I first time saw Madame Mona 19th. I mean, I visited her in a private workshop masterclass, and she was explaining me. I don't remember which composition it was. Let me be honest. I was young. I didn't knew much Egyptian musics and names, and So, but I had a wish to learn, and after searching from the nightclub on on Shah Haram street with dancers in the nightclub in Layali Club, I remember those, with the pushing, a lot of tricks. Finally, I found some like real dancers, not just crazy cabaret dancers. So. And like this, it was changed from her to her. And I came to Madame Mona, and she was teaching me startup. And I remember so well. In a moment, she was just dancing. It was not choreography. She was giving an emotion. If you can't take it, she wasn't teacher like, come on, I will explain you now detail by detail. No, you should just be open, like an open window, and let this hair, fresh air and sunshine to welcome in you. And in one moment she stood like this and she did some very emotional. I remember now, it gave me chills. Oh my God. She gave like this very powerful shimmy, not powerful in the amplitude, emotional, powerful shimmy. And this shimmy moved up on her body, came to her chew, and she was like, her lips would shake because of emotion. And I was crying like a lunatic. That it just broke me. The block what I had like a dancer, like a young person who couldn't open emotions. It broke that wall inside of me, and I understood that what kind of a huge satisfaction, a joy. I don't know, sorry, but an orgasmic pleasure to open the emotion on the stage. It's the best psychologist. Stage is the best doctor. Stage is the best analytic. Stage is just dance it out. The Madame Mona said she taught me, and what I know about myself with emotions, I'm fine. I mean, I know my bad and good sides. I know my pluses and minuses. With emotions, I'm fine. So, and Madame Nelly, she teach me how to be cute, but don't be artificial. Like it's very often now with ballet performances.
Yes, I know exactly what you meant. And while you were describing the effect Mona Said had on you, and you described it so beautifully, that breath of fresh air coming into you, right? It's like, oh my God, now I see it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I
yeah.
get it. Okay, I get it now. Drinking from that magic, right? That is something that students who are initiating their studies right now will have a hard time experiencing, because once again, I do believe there is a generation of dances that ends with Lucy, perhaps even Dandash sometimes when she's in the
Yeah,
mood.
yeah,
That is no longer available. And that kind of magic, that kind of raw, true emotion is no longer trendy. Or I'm going back to the trends because everything has become so hectic and so busy and so fast and so mechanical and so aggressive. So there is no space for that. There is no place for that, you know. So as you were describing Mona Said, I was feeling it too. I was getting the chills, you know, and wishing that at least a part of that magic would come back to us, and wishing that hopefully the trends will change, and that is coming back to us. And of course, it all starts, I believe, and this is something I teach my students, with slowing down. I studied with Mona Said as well. I knew her well, and as you know, Egyptian teachers of that generation, as you said, did not break things down. They would just improvise, and you would follow them if you could, and you would catch whatever you could. That was their idea of teaching. Okay, there was nothing
Yes.
more than that. But they were artists in the truest sense of the word. And by being artists, they did not give you what you wanted. They gave you art.
Yes.
And that was the impact that changed lives. It changed yours, I can see, and it definitely
Yeah.
changed mine. That you suddenly are presented with a glimpse of what true Raqs Sharki is. And you get it. If you have a little bit of brain and a little bit of sensibility, you say, ah,
Yes.
okay, now I get it. Okay, thank you. A huge door is opened and it can never be closed again. Once you see the real thing, once you feel the real thing, you are ruined for life. There is no way
Absolutely.
back. You cannot be a shallow dancer. You cannot be a mechanical dancer. You cannot. Now, I want you to look even further into all these years of involvement with Egyptian dance. And I would like you to share with me, what have you gained from all these years of work with this dance? And I don't mean professionally speaking, I mean personally speaking. If you could pinpoint one benefit, one transformation, one blessing that this dance has given you, what would that be?
Everything. This dance gave me everything and took everything from me.
What did it take?
So,
What did it take?
health, time, friends, first family. Uh, the even again, I created career with this dance, and I stopped career with this dance. So this the love to this real Egyptian rock sharky took my career, because what's going on now, I don't want to work now like this. Well, on the festivals, I mean, it's so. I in my school, I'm happy with this. I don't want anyone to think that I'm. Yes, I traveled a lot, enough for me. I just miss the time when the real rock sharky was on festival, because I visited Ahla wa Sahlan first, and second, you know, I was on the roots, standing there. I remember watching Amani dancing with tambourine and like crying. I still remember it. It's
You know, I
still,
was there
I
too.
can't.
Ellen, I was there too.
My God, she was with a red dress. You remember it? Red
I
with
do
gold.
remember, and I loved her so much. I was so in love with her. Yeah.
It was fantastic. I never saw any other dancer after, it was 99 or 98, I'm not pretty sure now. After that, how many years passed? Yeah, I never saw any dancer with a tambourine performing like she did. The tambourine was her partner in the dance. Oh my God. And it's not an easy partner. I mean, you can't take it like a veil, or it's not sparkle, you know, it's not moving.
Yes.
And after all this, now, yes, that's what I mean. This dance gave me everything and took everything. So it's 50-50. But I'm happy with every single part. I'm not saying, oh, so pity or I'm so sad. No, never. Again, this dance took my health, but only because of the dance. I'm not invalid. I'm still standing because I had a very bad spine injury. I broke my spine. I couldn't feel the legs. My right leg was like, like wasn't existing. It was terrible feeling. But directly because of the dance, because of how muscles are developed to perform those movements, what we do have in the Rakshaki. I mean, the back muscles, yeah, anatomically. So those movements are keeping my spine like a corset in the healthy condition. So I didn't had the surgery just because of my strong muscles. This is doctor opinion, okay, not mine. So yeah, just 50-50. It gave me everything. Maybe it just took what I didn't need it. Let's look from the positive point.
Yes, yes. Now, I have watched the growth of Egyptian dance as you did. And just like you, I came from Egypt, from references of iconic dances like the ones you've already mentioned, Mona Said, Nelly Fouad, Suher Zaki, Aza Sharif, Nagwa Fouad, Mahmoud Reda for sure,
Of
absolutely
course.
Mahmoud. And then I saw how the dance spread, how it reached every corner of the world. There are aspects of its development I really like, and aspects I absolutely hate. And
Same.
and I'm cool with it because I do believe that every kind of evolution does not happen in a straight line. It
Mm-hmm.
always comes with rubble and dust and dirtiness and cocktail of good things and bad things. And
Yeah.
eventually we keep moving forward. So I am not a pessimistic at all. I think that a lot of positive things have been gained. Now we have the expectation of more professionalism, at least the expectation. We have some teachers with good pedagogy when they're teaching. You didn't find that so much 10 years ago or 20 years ago. We have more dance vocabulary. There is a little bit more variety of dance vocabulary. That could also be a good thing. I mean, there are some positive aspects to it.
Yes,
There are
definitely.
things I don't like. Now, I would like to know from your experience and from your taste, from your personal perspective, what has been gained and what has been lost in what we call modern Raksasharki. What is it of positive that you see nowadays, and what is it of negative? The things that you don't feel are adding quality and interest to the dance. What would those be in your perspective?
The positive aspects, that definitely it's very good that Oriental dances became not only Egyptian but also Gulf, for example, became so popular around the world, and it's giving. It will give. We will develop more, I hope, and more people will see that Oriental dance is Egyptian rock sharki and nightclub belly dance is totally different things. So also what I like that, yeah, dance became more rock sharki. I mean, became more open on the stage. It's taking the stage in a correct way, because me as a choreographer, we had to study this, how to cover the stage. So for Tarap was born already on the stage. It's not a village dance. It's not like a ballet. It doesn't belong to the one room or to carpet or to sand. I mean the floor. It was already born on the good stage with a good light, with a good quality music, professional musicians. So it must be aesthetically perfect, everything there. And also the ability how to cover the stage in the right moment, of course, not all the time. So those, if to speak just directly technically, yes, we have more developed dictionary of the movements, more ability to show the technical beauty of the dance. It's also, I would love to say that, for example, the outfits. It's the moment that now we can use those beautiful stones, you know, and Swarovski and all those. It's course on the stage it looks good. What is bad, what I really don't like, that people still are trying to change folklore. You can't touch folklore, just can't. If you're touching it, it's not a folklore anymore. It's a fusion, and folklore cannot be edible with Swarovski stones. It's just two different words. You can't put Swarovski something on you and then say it. It's and I mean I can't find the right words to explain what is this, but I think it's understandable without explanation. What I really don't like is a lot of this sexuality. I mean, more, it's like more vulgarity put it into the dance. It's if dancer can bring on the stage only her sexuality, she's not an artist. Her place is in a nightclub. Yes, I like it. I like it too. I like it. Women's sexuality. Oh my God, I love to look on a beautiful sexual woman. But if you're dancing tarap, give me tarap. If you're dancing folklore, give me folklore. If everywhere I see only sex, vulgarity, open boobs, open popo, I mean, yeah, okay, go in a nightclub, make your money there, make people entertain people there. We need such dancers too. So that's what I don't like, that we don't have those borders anymore. It's like mixed all together with each other. Also, all those like the speed of the dance. A lot of dancers, that speed. Oh my God! Sometimes I want to shout on the stage, on the dancer who is on the stage. Stop for a minute, breathe. Don't shout on me with your movements. Speak with me. Sing to me with your body. Don't shout on me. What's called by Egyptian teachers, not by me, this Russian belly dance style, yeah? It's a contemporary. It's not a raksharki, it's a contemporary. The body goes down, up, here, down, up, here. No, sorry, this is not raksharki. That's what I really don't like in modern dance. So that's it. Yeah, from one side we developed, we took it on the stage. We learned how to use it on the big stage with a good light and good floor. From another, we lost what was before that big stage. What was real important, the main root of raksharki, that deep emotion which you like Madame Nelly Fouad was saying always, you know, breathe, like move your hips in for melody, like you're breathing with a womb. So this womb's breathing is lost, unfortunately, and it's not about sex, it's not about vulgarity, it's something deep. It's deep. It's you can't explain it, you can't describe it, you can feel it. I think that's all.
But you know, it's a slippery slope, and it has always been a slippery slope. I am working on a new book right now, and just the other day I was writing the chapter on Egyptian dance history, right? So I had to make a little bit of research around what the first travelers said about Oriental dancers, mostly Khawazi, which were the public dancers. So they were the only ones they eventually had access to.
Oops, yeah.
And what were they saying? How were they describing them? And this lack of division between artists, whatever that means, and that's a big discussion. What is an artist, you know? But between artists and dancers, under brackets, who use Raqs Sharki for seduction, or for what I call exotic striptease, because that's what I call it. That's
Yes.
what it is for me. It's like an exotic striptease. Again, nothing against it.
Absolutely.
Have fun. Have fun.
Yeah, enjoy.
Have fun. But it's not Raqs Sharki. And when you call it Raqs Sharki, you're creating confusion, you're creating chaos, and you're dragging the ones who do Raqs Sharki into the same hole you're hiding yourself into. So it's not a good thing for that. I'm not against anything. Really, I'm not. I think there is a place for everyone and for everything, but I don't want to be dragged into the gutter by people who are not doing what I do, but calling it the same that I call
Yes.
it. So this confusion between art and seduction and dances using Raksa Sharki for seduction, it's very old. It's not something that only happens now. The question is that now with the internet, everything is so visible. I remember the first time I went to Egypt with my first teacher.
But look, let put some little correction here. It was, of course, this is a first profession. Yeah, let's say the prostitution is a first profession. So to seduct and gain some income with the dance, of course, it was before maybe our time. I mean, even in the pharaonic time. Yes, of course, even in the what the name 100 or 200 years ago, Egypt had the same. Raksharki had the same, but it's been separated. Avalem, Almiya dancer, and Gevezi. You couldn't saw Almiya. If Almiya would perform like Gevezi, she wouldn't be welcome in the respectable family wouldn't hire her to perform in their event. So it was really separated. And Pasha Muhammad Ali, when he how to say this in English, when he said that, yeah, damn the every. Yes, Gavezi dancer, yeah, Gavezi dancers from the Cairo. He created the problem because the rules wasn't really cleared in this moment. Gavezi dancers, they just said, yeah, we are not Gavezi, we are Avalem. And they paid to be, this contribution or the money to took the document that I'm a Avalem dancer. So from that point, everything mixed. But now the meaning and by itself the name who is Avalem, it's gone. Gevezi is gone. So now we have a nightclub, and weddings. Not many restaurants has the professional performers like Raksharki dancers, even in the Cairo. Mostly nightclubs and wedding or big celebration parties. And this mix became more deeper. It's no more borders. That's why I say no more borders like it was in before time. And it's mixed so deep now that dancer who is dancing in a nightclub is going to perform the same on the wedding. And there is no difference between her movements. What was she dancing for the Magrahanat in Ramadan music in the nightclub? She's dancing the same with the same costume, with the same mannerism and the same vulgarity. Yes, nightclub needs it. Go on, entertain us. But wedding doesn't need it when you're performing some, I don't know, Warda beautiful music or Kulsum or just any other classic like simple mejanse, something modern mejanse even. Wedding doesn't need it. So this borders doesn't exist anymore. Same faces, same dancers, same mannerism, and this is what modern time brought.
It is a fine line, and as I was saying, while I traveled, in my first study trips to Egypt, my teacher, Shokri, he took us to the best and to the worst places because he wanted us to see the wide spectrum of how this dance was being used, from the best to the worst. So we saw, at the time it was Lucy, that's the best you could see. And then we went to the cheapest nightclubs you can imagine. I mean, I
can. I've been there.
when I lived there a couple of years after that, I could not find those places anymore because they were so hidden in the worst parts of town. I said, oh my God, where did Shokri take us? But he wanted us to have a very realistic idea of how dance is practiced in Egypt from all walks of life, from all contexts, and until today, the market is very tiny. Even when I was performing there, it was very tiny, very, very tiny. You could count with the fingers of one hand the good places for you to perform, and most of them you would get them through sleeping with the manager. So it's not an easy market to tackle, but the question is, and I spoke about this with Mahmoud Reda so many times, it's in each dancer's hand or hands to decide what they want the dance to be. Whenever I complained about this to Mahmoud, I don't like what they're doing. I don't like what's happening. They're lowering, the image of the dance is already hell. And they're dragging
Yeah.
it even lower. I'm working my ass off. And these guys are just making money out of this bullshit exotic striptease. I complain, not often, but every once in a while we would speak about it. And he would tell me, Joanna, the dance is the dance. Never confuse the dance with the dancers. The dance is immutable, it's beautiful, it's pure, and it's there for whoever wants to know it. What dancers make of the dance, it's up to them.
Yes.
It speaks about them. It doesn't speak about the dance. So don't be so mad. Yani there will always be people misusing it and lowering it, and other people understanding it, loving it, respecting it, elevating it. It's all part of the game, Don't get so upset with it. Yeah? Now, I would like to jump into the question of aesthetics, visual aesthetics. Your presentation, the way you present yourself when you perform, your clothing, your hair, your makeup, I can tell when a dancer has a very acute sense of aesthetic beauty. I'm not that kind of dancer, by the way. I always had the most terrible bedless in the world.
Come on, I don't
No,
believe
I
you.
mean it. I'm going to tell you a funny thing, a funny episode. On one of my performances, there was a group from Spain, if I'm not mistaken. They came to see me in Cairo, and they came to say hi at the end, blah, blah, blah. And there was a girl who really hated me. She really hated me. So she came to me and she said, Joanna, thank you for this show, but I have to tell you something. I say, sure. Your taste in bedless is the worst in the world. You look like a slave.
Oh,
I told her,
oh.
you are right. I have a terrible taste. And if that's your worst critic, the worst critic you can give me, I'm happy. I'm so talented, because if that's all you can do to try to offend me, oh my God, obviously the clothes don't make the dancer. But what I mean by this is you have an eye for beauty. You have an eye, a concern for aesthetic beauty. I can tell that by the way you present yourself. How is it so important? Is it that important?
It's a 50% of the performance. That's how I've been taught by my teachers in the dance academy. And there's a moment like the makeup, hair, the costume color, and design must be in the connection with the music and the character what dancer is performing. It's not normal to dance Lessa Fakir with the pink costume. It's not normal to do Laylet Hop with the black dramatic makeup like smoke eyes and black dress and I don't know, gray dress or something like this. I have a synesthesia, if you know what it is. It's when you know it, yeah?
Yes, I do.
So I can see the sound. It not like I see it, but I just know the sound is this color. So, I can smell it. I know what kind of smell. Is it sweet smell or it's nice or not nice, or it's hard to explain because I just I thought everyone's like this, but from the until middle school I thought everybody's like that. Then I realized with the conversation with my friends, like just talks, and I realized that it's like I can see, they cannot, and for a period I was even thinking that it's like a kind of blessing. Now I think that it's not a blessing, it's a nightmare. Because for me to explain for someone what I mean, you understood it immediately, but to explain for someone why it's not good to perform this music with this color, is it because of lyrics? No, it's not because of lyrics. Because even if you don't know Makam, you still can see, can feel, can see, can realize that the music inside has a darkness. It has a the deepness in this darkness. It's not just dark and that's it. No, it goes even more. It takes you somewhere where you cannot see the where to go out, and you cannot be in with a funny makeup and like bright colored dress and curly hair. No, if you have your curly hair originally, or use it, be able to use it in this way, or make it different. But don't be funny on the stage when the music is not asking you to be. No, I don't mean that if the music is there, for example, if it's Gabar, you must be like a darkness by yourself. Even the saddest music in the world, if saddest story like Romeo and Julieta, has some kind of sparkle inside, and a moment for smile, and a moment to laugh even, and a moment to feel joy. There is no flat color, no flat emotion, only one, and that's it in the art. But dancer has to understand what is the main dish of this evening. What are you going to take on the stage? Which emotion must be the last bullet in the in the head? Not just to wooden your audience, but to kill them. I'm always saying to my students, I love when I'm dancing and an audience in the front of me is crying. I love it. I love when I see crying faces there. It means that I did what music told me, not because I am good. Am I good or not? I shouldn't speak about it. I even shouldn't think about it. I shouldn't ask about it. This only time will show. But music is good. So if you can use music with your dancing movements, with your costume, makeup, hair, nails, fingers, jewelry, feet position, and clean technique, where you don't think about technique. Technique doesn't disturb you because you open it, it's developed and done, and you have it clean. You don't think about it, and you have a possibility to be opened with your emotions. So when all this is on the same in the music, people will cry if the music will ask them. People will feel the joy if the music will ask them. Not me, music. So this is the aesthetical moment of the real artist. What is art? When you can feel it. When you're just looking and you're saying, this is nice. This is not art. Same in the dance, same in the music, same in the singing. Every art is artificial. This is the root, and how many languages I know, everywhere it's the same root, from artificial. Art, artificial. In Russian, искусство, искусственный. In Georgian, hello neba, hello nuri. I know also some Armenian, some Turkish, a bit Arabic. Everywhere is the same. Art is artificial. You shouldn't be. I don't like when someone is saying, "Go on the stage and be yourself." Why? Why should I have such a great space like a stage and be myself there? I'll be myself in a home. I want to be on the stage queen, drama queen. I want to be gorgeous. I want to be slave if this is my role. I want to live another life there on the stage. If I have such a chance, why should I stay myself there? A real diamond on the stage is not visible because it's so clean. The light goes directly through it and you cannot see it. But the simple glass on the stage, oh my God, it's sparkling even better than Swarovski. And I remember in the dance academy we had some artistical like courses. They are, how to say this in English, artistical, I don't know how to translate it, sorry. So for example, a real kiss on the camera looks I mean, it's it's not even sexy, a real kiss. So a real cry is awful. If an artist on the camera in a movie will really cry like people are crying, like it will not work on the empathy area in the brain of the people who's looking on it, because it's not sad. That just doesn't look good. So artists must learn how to cry beautifully, but still cry, but beautifully, aesthetic, even in the crying process. Same, the rows on the stage doesn't look, it's not my world actually. My teacher was saying the same in the dance academy. I'm just repeating what my teachers teach me. The real roles on the stage looks like it's not in good condition already, like a dying one already. Artificial one looks perfectly. So every dancer must understand, no matter who are you in a life, when you have a music, this music is giving you the space which you must use. The space is not flat. The space is like a planet. This music is small planet. Go into the planet. This planet has its own atmosphere, own nature, own water. Use it. Use it there to create an image on the stage, a role, not just a dancer. So maybe I'm talking too much, I don't know, but
No, it's beautiful, and I'm following you. And there are a few aspects of what you shared that I would like to pinpoint because I think they will be useful for a lot of dancers who will listen or watch this episode. One of the things you mentioned is art as an agent of, I would say, moving people or connecting with people. And if it doesn't move you, maybe it's not art. Maybe this is a big discussion. I mean, right? I mean, and I'm not Jesus Christ. You're not Jesus Christ. I cannot, say this is it. This is the universal truth.
no one
Who
can
knows?
say.
But
Just my opinion.
I totally understand what you mean, that if it doesn't move you, then probably it's not art. Probably it's not. So there is an element of provoking a reaction, provoking a connection, awakening something in your audience that has an impact, a true impact on their hearts. I agree with you that this is a sign that perhaps you are an artist. That is absolutely sure. And in the context of Raqs Sharqi, Egyptian dance, belly dance, whatever people may like to call it, that is, by the way, one of the dimensions that I feel is not there anymore. I don't see heart anymore. And when I see it, I feel like I'm watching an alien. When a student or a dancer sends me a video, and I have people sending me stuff all the time, either because of the courses I'm teaching or even dancers I don't know. Sometimes they ask me for feedback. And whenever I see someone who is truly moving from an emotional place, someone that moves me, I feel like I'm watching someone from Mars. I say, what is happening? I'm so happy. Oh my God, they still exist. They're around, because it's not so common anymore. I also loved what you mentioned about involvement with the music. And let me break this down a little bit more, because this is also one of the things I feel is lacking in the teaching of Egyptian dance. Dancers are taught to move. They're not taught to deal with the music. And that becomes a big problem. When you talk about understanding the style, first of all, you have to know what you're listening to. If I'm listening to Saidi and I think I'm listening to Nubian, if I'm listening to Beledi, I think I'm listening to classical. If I don't know what I'm listening, intellectually speaking, in terms of style, we have a big problem, because then it can only be a mess from there. That's one side of musical interpretation. But you mentioned something deeper, which was, and I love the way you described it, understand each musical piece like a planet, like a universe in itself, and see what's there. Take time to see what's there.
Yes. Every time when I'm dancing on the music, I'm first listening it all the time in headphones. Oh, like every day where I'm going to the work and the transport in the car before sleep, or when I'm cooking, it's still on, and I'm listening and listening. Like sometimes it can take 8 months. Sometimes, like for example, before I danced Lessa Fakir first time. So sometimes it can take 2 months, but nevertheless, I don't understand how it's. I really can't. Maybe I'm a bad dancer. It's very, very possible, but I can't hear music and immediately go on the stage and dance on it. I must see it because of synesthesia. I must see all the shapes inside, all the colors, and then I'm not choreographing it. I don't need to choreograph. I saw it. I know it's like it's like a, you know, the address how to go to this street, then to the right. So it's just a map in the head. And the same I'm teaching my students. So you know, this moment the dancers don't understand when they are dancing, they try to compensate it. Yeah, where is the weak zone? They're trying to compensate it. They're pushing with the movements, with sexuality, with strong and difficult technique movements, bunches or some, I don't know what the hell goes there. I don't understand it really 100% clearly, but as I feel, they just good dancers who really wants to perform Raksharki, but they are still jumping around the stage because they don't understand the music deeply. And they trying to compensate what they don't understand with the technical hard elements and sexuality.
Exactly. I think that some dances need more time than others, but everyone needs time to live with the music before they dance to it. And that, for me, that is like, it's unavoidable if you really want to dance. Otherwise,
Yes.
you may stitch movements together, but I don't know what we can call it. I'm not sure if that's dance. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I'm not
Aerobic. I call it aerobic in Oriental style.
exactly. Yeah, and I call it that too. And when I say so, it's not with the intention of offending anyone. Is that I hope that dancers would take a step back, breathe, and instead of moving, learn how to receive. Because that's what deep listening is. If you cannot receive what the music is telling you, if you cannot receive the guidance the music is giving you, you cannot answer. You can't create a dialogue. There is no way. All the years I was performing in Egypt and rehearsing with my orchestra, I did something that made them very unsettled because I would hire with them before the shows daily. And when we had a big show, a big program for something, I would rent a studio and I would book a specific rehearsal, right? And instead of dancing, I would sit down and listen. And they asked me, Madame, but why are you paying us and paying for a studio if you're not even moving? You don't dance? I said, no, I'm doing my job. I'm listening. Yeah, but
Yes.
why? I see, because this is how I prepare. Yeah, I'm a trained dancer. I know how I will respond once I know what I'm listening to. I need
Yes. Yes.
time.
Same.
I need time. So they let me listen. Yeah, aside from, of course, correcting mistakes or asking them, I need more intensity here or more intensity there, or you went out of time, or yeah, corrections I would like to make.
Same. I had this year in the Cairo on the festival, Crazy Night Festival. It's not a big festival, but very warm inside. Like really. I'm not getting there big money, but it's really very feminine atmosphere. That's why I'm going there. And musicians who came to play on the gala closing, I told them just play this composition, and they started to play, and I'm standing. I wasn't. I didn't want it to dance or to make a proba, only to listen. And then stopped and like, oh, you're not dancing? It's already the music. I said, no, I just want to. They looked on me like really, like strange woman. And then the keyboardist, he said, I know you're a professional dancer. Okay. It was so funny. They looked on me like,
But
who is this
you know,
crazy woman?
dancers are afraid to listen, and I think that they're afraid of using their intuition, their instinct, their heart, because there is an entire world that awakens in you when you listen attentively to a piece of music. And you have to be strong enough and vulnerable enough to allow all those emotions, all those colors, as you describe it, to come to the surface and use it. In a way, you have to be an artist of some sort. And people are afraid of it, but again, that can be trained. It can be trained. And when you educate people to become great listeners, they become better dancers. That is absolutely something I know for sure. Now, let me move into a little bit more polemic subject, but one I find incredibly important. It has to do with self-respect, dignity, and strength. Now, I was known in Egypt as a difficult woman. That meant I did not sleep
Hi,
around.
dear.
And that meant nobody could mistreat me or disrespect me or my musicians, and people knew it. I fired myself out of the first place where I performed because my musicians were disrespected. It was not even me personally, but the manager at the time offended my musicians. I said, if you don't apologize right now, I'm gone. He didn't believe me, so I disappeared. Where is she? Oh my God. I said, if you don't apologize, it's over. He called me when I was already at home with my assistant and said, too late, baby, too late. Khalas, ba. Tonight I'm gonna sleep. I'm not gonna come. I told you, yeah, just to give you an idea, I am known for being a difficult person. And difficult person means I don't disrespect anyone and I don't allow anyone to disrespect me. And I know you belong to this club.
Yes.
You've never been afraid to respect yourself, to be outspoken, and to keep yourself dignified and in the place that you deserve. And I love that about you. And I think that most dances would gain, all dances would gain from it. All women, not only dances, all women would
All
gain
women.
a lot if they had the chance, to say, you know what? I respect myself and I have the right to be respected. That's
Yes.
that's I don't think I'm asking for much. So I want to dig into an episode that you shared with me, a polemic with the Myrath band with whom
Yes.
you collaborated. There was a case of disrespect from as far as I saw. It was not clear exactly how you were disrespected or how you were mistreated in that collaboration, but you decided to stop that creative collaboration with the band, and you even took them to court. You
Yes.
got a lawyer involved.
I sue them.
Mhm. Why?
So the story is, all this is just, as you said, I'm totally agree. It's not only about dancers, it's about the women. We must, it's time. Girls, if you're listening now, no matter your age, which country you're living, it's time to understand. We have a right to be respected. We have a right to make mistakes. We have a right to continue after those mistakes. We have a right to ask for apology if someone did something bad toward us. So when I started to work with the Myrath, it was just a try. I wasn't. I like fusion, but I'm a folklorist by profession. I'm more classic dancer, performer, and I'm teacher. I wasn't thinking to go with them on a tour or blah blah. In the beginning, it was just a try, and the money is very, very, very. Like here in Georgia, on one wedding, I'm receiving twice more than to go in another country and perform with the Myrath. And first time I just did my best. It moved good. They told me that the previous dancer was pregnant, that's why she couldn't dance. I wanted to write to her, but then I thought, like, if she's pregnant, why should I? Because my pregnancy was so I thought, why to disturb a pregnant woman? She has her last like pregnancy months, so it's not easy. Let's not. She's pregnant. She obviously cannot dance. So, and after this, the producer he asked me like, could you continue to work with us? I said, yeah, let's try. Why not? I wasn't thinking about to continue like years and years. One or two big festival, as he asked me. It was an idea. So, but this for big festivals, I went in France. We did some rehearsals. We worked. So I did a lot of work. Honestly, created the choreographies, ideas, costumes, everything for this particular gig to show it from my best and to show the music from it best. So it was good. It was working well. But one of the musicians who actually introduced me to the band. I performed on his wedding. and he introduced me to the band. And he thought that he's a bass guitarist. His name is Anis Jouini. He's from Tunis originally. He's married to a Georgian woman living, I think, but he divorced, as I know, divorced already. So, and he thought that if he liked to repeat this, I brought you to Myrath, I will kick you out. And as I believe that level of disrespect from him, what I faced, to say me that I'm a rock star, you're a fucking ballet dancer. Like, sorry. So when I said to producer was like, come on. Yes.
I
Come on,
would
like,
have killed someone. Oh my God. I would have
not
killed.
only, when I said to producer, he's a French, Kevin Godfrey, his reaction was, yes, Ellen, I know he's a very like impulsive and sometimes aggressive character. I know what you mean. I know him many years, but please don't pay any attention. I will speak with him. Next reaction, yes, Ellen, I know, just don't pay attention. A next reaction, after he damaged my finger, it nearly broke it, and my nail was, like turned out. And really, like my hand was bleeding. I was standing on the stage, and I had a blood on the not on the finger, on the hand, because I had to perform with the wings, full composition, then with the fans, and it needs to push your right hand's finger to the attribute to keep it strongly. So every this pushing, and the blood was like a fountain out from. That was really, it was so painful. I was crying on the stage. It's not that pain that you can took behind stages on the front, and the pain is behind. But this is that's a finger, all those receptors and the pain receptors inside. So I was honestly, I was crying. My makeup was coming like. Okay, so when I said this again to the producer, same reaction, like, what I can do, that's his character, just don't pay attention, like, I'll try to don't put you together, like. And in a whole, when I asked them, the band, their reaction was like, what we can do, like, what we can do except to say that he's an ass. He will not apologize. He never apologizing. So I said, okay, if you're not apologize, I will just not perform. That's it. I'm not gaining money from you to say like, okay, this is huge money, and because of the family, I should push myself to shut my eyes and to don't think about it, and do some meditation because of this huge amount of money. No, there was amount of money. We spoke about 300 euro for per concert, 300 euro to go from Georgia in another country. It's a joke, yeah. It's a pocket money for one trip. It's a pocket money. So even this 300 euro was a problem to pay. Often they was manipulating me, producer, like, Ellen, if I'll pay you this 300, I'll be not able to pay to other musicians. And, I'm feeling myself like, oh, I'm fucking bitch. I want too much. Like, I'm sorry. So like, okay, pay me less, but I don't want to put you in this condition. A cool manipulation. And I'm quite stupid in such cases. I was trying to help, like, yeah, let's work for the art, like believing all this bullshit that we're family. Okay, yes, okay, good, okay. So when I said that no apologies, I'm not coming, he tried a lot. He wrote me many messages, many mails. He called me, producer, I mean. And then he invited one dancer who is actually, she, by her opinion, she's thinking that she's a professional dancer. My honest opinion, not because of I had a conflict with Myrath, she's a yoga teacher. No, she's not Raks El Sharki performer. Fusion dancer, yes, but not Raks El Sharki, not professional Oriental dancer, my opinion again. And she took my choreographies and my ideas, even about outfit. When I said, like, I'm not giving, not you, not to the band, rights to use my ideas, because dance on the concert, it's not only choreography. There is less choreography. There is an idea. The idea how you're using this music and which attribute you use, which part of the song you're dancing. So there is a lot. And so I said, I'm not giving you rights to use it. It's mine. I created it to perform for myself, not for another dancer. If you want to buy it, buy it. But it was for me. And her first reaction was, oh, my apologies. I didn't know that you're not giving permission. So others promised to me that they will not use it. They used it. When my lawyer pushed on it, producer's reaction was that he wrote that, yeah, like we are ready to pay for it, like very this amount of money it was. So I said, you can keep this money for yourself. I have my self-respect. And I just don't understand the dancers who are performing with them now. I moved it openly, okay? It came out that previous dancer who worked before me, she also had the problems with them. She wrote about it. I had the problems with them, and huge problems. So maybe until I openly wrote it, the dancers who working with them now, they thought that I also just my wish. I just left work and everything is fine, or I'm pregnant like previous dancer, or I'm busy. But look, the information is put it on the wall. I wrote it. What's going on? And we don't have it at all, especially in the dancing community. The solidarity between women, solidarity between dancers doesn't exist. And men are turning old. I'm not feminist. I'm just a human first, and then woman. Yes, when I was made in my mother's belly as an embryo, I didn't have sex. Any embryo doesn't have sex before. When it's 1 or 2 months, it's no sex there. It's a human, little baby inside. Then I became a woman, and I have my rights, and no one has the rights to disrespect me because of it. If you manipulating me and you trying to offense me, and then you blaming me that I had a reaction on this, come on, this is already the psychopathic way of relationship. You know, I don't. I'm not a psychologist to describe it. Just my opinion. So, and this lack of self-respect, each other's respect between dancers, especially the lack of the solidarity between women, is giving more possibility to create a problem for the dancers everywhere. Look, this is a band, yeah, it's not a band in the club or in a restaurant. They are metal rock musicians. They creating music. They're traveling in the countries. They are not like really well known, but they have fans, and they have some organizers who's ready to pay their tickets to welcome their on the event. And it's still, you see, and I wrote it openly. I can't explain what it cost me, how much money I spent on all this bullshit, how much nerves I spent on all this bullshit. And I'm still blamed from their side that I'm a racist because he's Tunisian.
Oh, come on. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, well, but you know, that's the agendas, the woke agenda, bullshit speaking. It's like, okay, if someone is an asshole, in the lack of a better word, and they happen to belong to an ethnicity or whatever, then
Of
you're racist if you
course.
point them down. No, it's not because he's Tunisian or because he's French or Spanish. It's because he's an
I don't care his nationality. My God, I don't care who are you.
yeah.
Just remember, I'm human and I'm woman. I deserve respect as a person, as the artist, as the performer, as a professional. I deserve it. And the problem is not in them. Problem is in our colleagues, dear colleagues. We must learn it. Learn from the men how they keeping solidarity between each other, even when they are wrong. Still, they have a support from each other, like standing like a big wolf to each other. Why we women, we are smarter than them. Let's say honestly, yeah. Yes, unfortunately, again, because women, so many huge epocha, women couldn't what the name, use all our smartness and talents, and but now it's 21st century. No one is saying woman sit home and give me food and a brandy glass when I'm welcoming home. Yeah, welcome me with a well Knixen. No one is asking this. I mean, in the developed countries. I'm not mean Afghanistan or yeah. This is totally different world, unfortunately, and I feel huge honestly, even when I'm thinking about it, what women there in those countries, like in Afghanistan, like I said, what they are going through, it gives me every single time I think it, I'm crying. So thanks God we don't have this reality. We're living in a democratic world, so let's support each other. Why women should believe to the man against whom court took a case? If I'm wrong, why court took that case?
I'm
And
curious about one specific thing. What have you learned from this experience? And by the way, I do agree that women don't stand by each other. There is no sorority. And now sorority or sisterhood is a very trendy concept, but in reality, that doesn't
doesn't exist.
happen. It doesn't happen. I totally agree with you. At least that's my observation. I also know for a fact that a lot of women don't stand up for themselves because they're afraid they're going to lose work, they're going to lose money, they're going to lose their name, they're going to lose contacts, and they're afraid that will eventually impact their livelihood. I remember, as I was telling you, when I quit that job, the first contract I ever got in Egypt, and I said, I'm not going to come back to this because you disrespected my musicians. Not even I was disrespected, they were
Yes.
disrespected. People were telling me, Joan, you are crazy. This is a very tiny market. You had a steady, honest contract. I was working every day, able to pay for my orchestra, able to live comfortably. What the hell are you doing? Don't go away. Don't just reject something that so many dancers can only dream of. And I said, no, because if I open the precedent, if I allow them to disrespect my team once, it's going to be hell
What will
from
go
here.
after? Yes.
Exactly. What
Conversation.
what
Let's
have you
don't. I
learned
mean,
from this? Let me just bring it on to the point where,
what I learned,
yeah.
I was right. I must respect myself. I learned it like if before I had a doubt that maybe if the stage and art and dance is asking me to tolerate, to shut up, maybe because of the respect to the dance, I have to shut up. No, because if you not respecting me, I'll feel myself offended. I'll be not happy. I'll be not full person. And on the stage, the dance will not be normal with a such not full person. The dance will be hurted. Dance will be like one leg invalid, the impotent. So if I want to keep respect to the art, what I'm trying to be part of, to the dance, what I wish to be part of, what to the this knowledge, what my teachers teach me, if I want to respect it, I must ask respect from others. I must, and they must respect me. If they can't, I will not work with these people. This just proved me totally that I was right by thinking like this.
Yes, and I hope everyone is listening. It is so important not to be afraid to stand up for yourself.
It's hard. It's really hard. Before I wrote all this openly, I was, I wrote the text. I was checking in 1 week. I was like, when I posted it in, and before to send it, before to post it, I was shaking. It's really hard. I'm not a psychologist. Can't explain why it's so hard, but it's really hard to speak it, to talk it out, to speak about it loud. But as soon as I did it, I feel such a relief. I
Yeah,
don't care about this anymore.
I also think that women in general were not educated for confrontation. What do I mean by this? We are told, and I mean from India to Spain, from China to Japan, I think this is very worldwide. Women are kind
Yes.
of told directly or indirectly not to cause waves. You're not supposed to cause a conflict,
Uh-huh.
cause friction, be unpleasant, create an unpleasant situation. You're supposed to be
Hmm.
cute, well behaved,
Comfortable.
comfortable, and elegant and quiet. So a lot of women feel discomfort in conflict. They don't feel comfortable creating a situation where there will be friction, but I think it's essential that they do. It is essential that they do. I'm going to close the subject with another real life story. At some point, the organist I had in my orchestra was sick. He had been with me from the beginning, and I loved him so much, but we had to replace him for a while until he recovered, right? That was in Cairo. So my musicians told me, Juju, there is an incredible org player. You're gonna love him. He's the best in the market. We're gonna bring him to the next rehearsal. So I rented a studio. Everyone was there. I was the first to arrive. My musicians arrived, and this guy did not show up, right? So we were all waiting for him, and I was already not liking it because he's coming for the first time on the job to see if
Yeah.
we will hire him or not, and he's late. Then he comes, instead of coming into the room, he says, I am Madame Juju. He says hi to me, and tells me, I'm going to smoke a cigarette and drink some shay, and I'm coming in. I said, you know what? Keep the shay, keep the cigarette, and go home.
Yes.
You're not going to work with me. Lee, why? Oh my God. No, because it opens a precedent of disrespect, and this will bring so many other problems. And as you said, from the point that you allow yourself to be disrespected, you cannot be fully in your power as an artist. You can't. As you said, you feel like there isn't something missing. You become impotent, invalid, as you said. I
Yes, yes.
totally agree. So there is no art and full empowerment if we allow ourselves to be disrespected. And I do agree that comes with a price. I do agree that people may find you difficult and you don't have, the job opportunities of lesser dancers. I know that, I'm not stupid, but it's a price worth paying. Now, I want to jump
Yes.
into the last question I have for you, which is, let's talk about what makes an extraordinary performer and what makes an extraordinary dancer, because I know you work in both areas and I know you like to give your best. I know you are an artist. But what is it, in your point of view, that makes a performer and a teacher stand out? And of course, they're not going to necessarily be the same qualities because teaching is one skill and performing is another skill. So there are teachers who are incredible at teaching and terrible performers, and there are amazing performers who are terrible teachers. So I'm taking that in consideration. But if you could tell a dancer who wants to become a performer and a dancer who wants to become a teacher, what is the number one, if you can? I know it's difficult because it's too many things, but the number one quality they should go for, what would that be? What makes an extraordinary performer and teacher, in your opinion?
It's a lot of things. You're right. It's total different two professions. Also, you're right. But one thing I could say has in common with them both, individuality. But in a case with the artist must keep her individuality on the like a uh, mm, main flavor, like a first note, and take care about it like about own child. And the teacher must take care of students' individuality to do not make from them his copy, teacher's copy. So artist must take care about his own individuality, share it, I don't know, with the people, and treat it kind, respect it. To don't think that this dancer is good, so let's copy her. No, you are still better. No matter how other is great, you're still better because you're unique. Until you're unique, you're better. And the teacher must understand that students, they have own individuality to don't kill it there. Many teachers are creating, even famous teachers whom I respect. But when I see their work, students' performances, I can read this person in them. And I can see that even if without knowledge who is there on the stage, I can say she's this teacher's student. So it means that teacher is good but not great. Great teacher must take this individuality from the student, put it on the garderobe in the box upstairs, teach the skills, teach the techniques, clean the techniques, give the information and education about music and rhythms, then take this individuality from the box, which was kept, saved, clean, untouchable, put it back and say, go on. That's very hard. But
And
it
I
must
love
be
that you
done.
mentioned that because you are an example of individuality, originality. That's one of the things I love about you, is that I don't feel you are the copy of somebody else. I cannot see your teachers in you. And for me, that is the proof that you learn from good people, and that is also the proof, point one, of an artist and of an intelligent person. Because it's not easy also to stand up for yourself, right?
Oh.
What happens is that people see, okay, this dancer is well known, they're famous, they're accepted. If I dance like them, I will be accepted. I will be well known because it's a formula that has already been tested, right? So if the formula works, let me use the formula. I don't know. I don't know. And also, from the point of view of the teacher, as you said, if a teacher is creating followers and it's not allowing individuals to come to the surface, if their students are not becoming themselves, it is not an exceptional teacher.
Yes, just good.
Exactly. So I really, really love that you mentioned that. And again, what a beautiful example you are of that. That's what I call
Thank you.
walking your talk. Yeah. You are talking about it, but you are doing it, right? So there is a coherence. Now, we are going to close with one particular dream or project, dance or otherwise, okay? It doesn't have to be dance. That is exciting you right now. Anything that you would like to share with us? Is there something that you dream about doing that you could share with us?
Oh, to be honest, I have some idea, but it's so even not in the project. It's just on the dream level. And it may sound a little bit, even I don't understand it till the end. I need time for it. It's an embryon condition, not even newborn. It still has a few cells only in it. But I would love to see the group of dancers performing classical music as a solo artist. It's hard to explain. I mean that not just synchron movements, no, like a theatrical, in theatrical manner, like a spectacle, like an act, not like just a dance. Yes, of course it must be a dance, but this dance must have a story, and not as a one person. I can do it. I can prove it with my previous dances. I can take a story. I love to take story and dance this story with the body language, with the movements, but not with the articulation.
Mimicking.
I don't. Yes, I don't like this hands and face articulation. When it's too much on the face, it's really disturbing me. Body language, dance language. It's totally enough. So to make it bigger, with many dancers on the stage with a good light, something like this. But it's not even a project. It's just an idea.
It's just an idea. Okay. So before we dive into the ping pong questions and recommendations I'm going to ask from you, I am opening a feature that I share with a few guests, which is I'm going to invite you to ask me anything you want, anything, and I have to answer it. It can be personal, it can be professional, it can be anything you would like to ask me, and I promise to answer as honestly as I can. Is there anything you would like to ask?
Do you miss a time performing in Cairo?
No.
I understand you. Me too.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you why not. I was there performing for 8 years straight without a pause. Actually, I took 15 days off to go to India with a friend of mine. That was the vacation I took in 8 years. And I did what I wanted with the people I wanted until I wanted to do it. And when it came to a point where I was not growing anymore, and I was not going to be allowed to grow anymore because I was not playing the prostitution game, I was
Yeah.
not going out with the right people, and I knew that was how far they allowed me to go, and I was fine with it, because I had already gathered all the knowledge I wanted to gather. All those years I was performing with the best musicians I've ever had, working with Mahmoud Reda during the day. I mean, so all the folklore that I know directly from the father. I was totally satisfied, and it was
Yes.
wonderful, but it had a beginning and it had an end. And when I decided to close the door and move towards a new phase in my career and life, I did so with no regrets. So I
Absolutely.
believe that, in one's career, especially if you're in this for the long run, you have to be able to understand that there are different seasons. And in order to have longevity and leave a legacy, you have to be able to start and finish things.
I can explain why I asked you, because I feel the same and I never felt regret about it and I never missing that time. So I thought in my mind that maybe this is something with me happened. Like people are willing to get in a Cairo and having it like a dream to work there. I worked there and I quit it by myself. I stopped it when I just received a very good contract. I reject this contract. I said, no, I can't, because I knew that just what you just said, the same, this about the not growing up, about that I wasn't playing this prostitution game. I wasn't to date with the people who manager told me that you must to. So yeah, thanks God that you replied the same. Now I'm feeling myself better.
Yeah, I was very happy while I was there, but I also lived in a bubble. So that's another side that I would not want to go back to. Like I had no time for life, right? And I'm not complaining. I went there and spent almost a decade performing every day. I'm very privileged because that is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dream of most dancers in this field. I made it. I made it in my own terms, absolutely 100% in my own terms. And I'm very proud and very happy with it. But I lived to perform, to rehearse, perform, rehearse, perform, rehearse,
Yes.
recover, perform, rehearse. I had no life outside of that. It was like living in a monastery of some sort, strangely enough, because people
Yeah.
imagine you are, having wild, crazy parties at night. And I was basically living like a monk. I was working my ass off and rehearsing and recovering to work again the next day. So it is very far away from what people imagine the
Yeah,
life
yeah.
of.
It's not so glamorous at all.
No, 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 it's not. The thing I miss, there is an aspect of it that I miss, which is my musicians and spending time with them and spending time with them, basically not even only on stage. I mean, during rehearsals, when we went together to have dinner at 4 o'clock in the morning, we would go,
Mhm.
to Shar al Haram for dinner, to eat mulukhaya, and just being in their presence and receiving their love, receiving their inspiration, receiving the respect they had for me. I miss them very dearly.
Mhm.
Other than that, no. It was very well launched and very well closed. And from there were completely different chapters in my career, in my life. And I'm very proud and happy for all of them. Now,
Thank you.
you are most welcome. Let's close with what I call ping pong. That is a fast question and answer. So I don't want you to think too much. I want you to answer the first thought that pops into your head, okay? And then I'm going to ask you for a few recommendations. That's how we close the episode. First thing I'm going to ask you. What is your favorite word?
Loyalty.
Favorite feeling?
Empathy.
Empathy. Favorite food?
Oh, Georgia Khinkali, you must try it once.
Okay. I haven't tried it. Favorite music?
Mozart's Requiem.
Favorite place?
Stage with a good floor.
Oh, that's a good one. Only you could have answered something like that. That's brilliant. Okay. Oh, one wish for yourself,
Health.
one wish for the world,
Ability to respect unknown person.
one positive change all of us can do to empower ourselves.
Just kindness.
Beautiful. Now we're going to close with our recommendations. One or more books that you recommend. What are like your favorites? And I know this is a hard question because
Oh,
at least
yes.
for me, it's very hard because I have so many favorite books, for different reasons. And I also believe that books are very personal. So something that impacts me will not necessarily have the same impact on you. But I mean, if you would recommend a couple of books, like something that you feel everyone would love to read, what would that be?
So many, honestly, and also depends of the genre, because I love fantastic, I love Isaac Asimov, but from the another side, I love English classic, so a lot. Maybe for the dancers could be, except a lot of books now written by dancers, by ballet performance artists, and except all this, which is, I think, necessarily to every dancer to have a look. Maybe Somerset Maugham theater, which kind of really had a huge influence on me. When I first read it, I had to read it again and again several times because some of the moments was still coming. It did. I took it slowly, not like usually. Usually, I'm reading a book and I had a life there in that book. I left this life with the people whom I met there.
Yes.
But this book was for me was kind of very hard to explain to me. I don't know how to explain this, but it took a time and had some influence on me.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you then to share the title and the author with me so that I can include it in the show notes.
Okay.
A movie that you would recommend, and maybe we will keep it for the dancers to make the choice a little bit easier. For anyone involved with Egyptian dance, Raksa Sharki, is there a specific movie you would recommend? Movie or documentary, video?
What I'm really recommending to my students, to colleagues, if they are interested or they asking, this is a documentary movie about Kulthum. It's on YouTube. It's black and white. The Voice of Legend, as I think. I will give you the link of it. And it's every dancer must watch it to understand her music, what she is singing, what she had to put in it to understand all this. It's must watch movie.
And there are a couple of books about Kulthum, good ones. A Voice Like Egypt by Virginia Danielson is one of them.
Yes, yeah, but still, when you're watching movie, why I like this movie so much, this movie has pieces from the, with her singing, which
Concerts.
is, yes, from not concerts only, from movies, from theatrical stages. I think that's the legendary Voice of Egypt, something like this. I'm not sure. I'm never remembering the titles good.
Okay.
Same like second names. This is my huge problem. But this movie, even the way I love there's one lady, she's explaining why Kulthum was so, why people fall in love in her immediately as soon as they heard her, because her articulation was so clean. Everyone could understand her. A simple, poor, low, shabby level from the deep, deep, deep village, or aristocrat from the rich family. Everyone could understand her so clearly without any, like, what did she song there? What was there? That's her articulation and her biography, the way that she was reading Quran from childhood as a boy, covered as a boy, yeah, that gave her this great articulation. So there's a lot of such a moments, you know, interesting small details in this movie, which book doesn't has. It's totally, it was, I think it's one case only when the movie is better than the book.
I think I think I know what documentary you're talking about, but just in case, I'm going to ask you to share it with me. Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking, and what you were referring to is Quranic recitation. So from a very early age, being the daughter of a sheikh, she learned how to recite the Quran. And that was
Yes.
one of the reasons why she was so good with articulating the words,
Yes. Yes.
projecting the voice, breathing in the specific place, launching each phrase the way she launched it, almost like a muezzin, calling people to prayer. That was the main reason why she was so good at it. And it is, I agree, it's essential. It's like university for Oriental dancers, knowing
Yeah.
Kulthum, her music, and at least try to understand it. Yani, try,
Yes.
make an effort. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. One musical piece you would recommend?
Musical piece, Oriental music, or
Yes, it can be. Let's keep it for Oriental dances. It's easier to answer then.
any from classic. There is no my favorite there, and honestly, it depends of the mood. So I just, but there is definitely that I can listen classic in every day. Just depends. For example, today I prefer to listen, I don't know, Ana Fintezarak, or tomorrow another one on uh, maybe Melhem Barakat next day after. So, but classic definitely, because it suits. I like classic in every kind of music, not only Oriental. Same, if to take European part, for me, really, there is no more beautiful musical creation than the Requiem of Mozart. Of Mozart, Mozart's Requiem is the musically the masterpiece, the most beautiful music.
I'm gonna share.
So classic music has a universe inside. Not again, you know, because of synesthesia, I can see it in the colors and like a space. Pop music is good. I'm not saying it's bad. Me too. I like to chill on the pop music, you know, with the friends, have a party and dance and enjoy. But it's like to compare a small village with a very small amount of population, you know, and the universe. Can you compare them? Yeah, maybe we can try, but it's just the village will be eaten by the universe. So classic music has a lot of opportunity to artists, a lot of to say to anyone who is not artist even. And if a dancers will, like in the conservatory, yeah, to learn to play on the piano, like in artists academy to learn how to paint the portraits or whatever. Same, if a dancers of Rakshaki style will understand that we must start to learn from classic and then go to another that genres, we all together will go to the different level. But when dancers beginning to learn from drum solos, shabby, crazy naughty ballady, and then having a wish to dance some tarab, then it comes out the mistakes and this flatness, misunderstandings, and a lot of problems. We must start from like other art person, like an artist and singers and musicians and a ballet dancers, any other styles, from the classic, and then do whatever you want.
Absolutely. You're going back full circle into this aspect that you mentioned about the importance of dealing with the music, right? I mean, and
Yeah,
educating yourself musically. And you know, one thing that
education.
yes, I think we miss a specific point that I have observed throughout the years in myself and in dancers that I've coached, which is the development of your sensibility. It is so important, and that is something only good music can do for you. You will not get it anywhere else. You cannot get it from a book. You cannot get it from a teacher. You cannot get it from a choreography. You only get it from listening to great music. It works on you. It
Yes.
works on you. It operates in you, you
You
know?
know, I was studying in medical college, and we had a very good teacher who was one of our professors. He was explaining to us, and he brought some material. So it's proved already a long time ago. I mean, 20 years ago, it was proved that classic music, particular, there is a conversations about Mozart's particular composition, Tchaikovsky particular concert, that works so well on neurological system that, for example, people with a serious neurological disease as the uncurable epilepsy, which is not cannot be controlled by the medicaments, had a better results when they had to listen the such like Mozart's, for example, particular composition every day, 10-15 minutes. So yes, music really has huge influence. It's medically proved on the brain. Music, which music? Classic music, not even jazz. Classic music, because of the music, it's a mathematic, just opening the sound, and when it's so clean, so flawless, there, the structure is so unbreakable, so whole. Of course, our brains, which is unique, absolutely. Our brain is unique. It can take it, and the neurological cells can take it and can develop themselves in new neurological connections, which then may, for artists, especially for performance to perform on the stage, will work with very good progress.
Beautiful. Now, to close the episode, one word that uplifts your soul.
One word will uplift your soul. I can't find such a word. Maybe, again, dedication. Dedication, to be dedicated to something.
Beautiful. Ellen, thank you so much for this amazing conversation. We went overboard with the time. It was inevitable. I knew that we would. I didn't ask you everything I wanted to, but I am absolutely sure there is so much juice here. There is so much to take. I can only hope that whoever is listening to this episode or watching us can listen carefully and feel what you have shared with us and apply it as much as possible to their dance, if they're dancers or if they want to become dancers. I will invite everyone to subscribe to our podcast newsletter. That's the usual stuff. And wish you all the success, all the happiness in the world. You deserve it. And thank you once again for this amazing conversation. I knew it would be great, and it was even better than I thought.
Oh, I thank you so much. I hope people really will like it. Our colleagues will maybe will take something what will make interest for them. Thank you very much for inviting me to be part of it. I was, several times we added the time, but then because of some problems and reasons, had to cancel. And every time I was like, when a child, when you're waiting to receive a present for New Year, and then they're like, no, this is not a New Year time yet. So today I had my Christmas. Thank you very much for this present. And you know how much I love you. I don't want to say it again and again, but I can't resist. I can't stop myself because it's truth, and I like to speak truth.
I
I
love you
respect you
too.
so much. I respect everything what you do, every single your posts. Sometimes when I'm in bad mood, I'm this you never knew it. I'll tell you first time. When I'm in a very bad mood, when I'm watching all this, sorry, but bullshit videos on in Instagram and TikTok on this, all this whatever it is. I don't know. I can't call it Raksharki or even belly dance. It's not even a belly dance. It's exotical striptease, as you said. And when I'm missing the fresh air, I'm searching your page. I'm going there. I'm reading your posts. I'm reading what you're writing there, and I'm feeling like not. It's everything is fine with me. I'm fine. Look, this smart woman, she wrote this, and I'm agree. So
Oh,
thank you for taking me back each single time when I'm ready to fall in depressed condition.
I think we do that for each other without noticing, and what you shared in this episode is document for me, because I'm a professional dancer and teacher, I do so many things in this field, but I'm also always concerned about leaving something for future generations. It can be in the shape of a podcast episode or a book or a choreography or a show or a course. And this is document, right? So long after we're gone, it will be there for future generations. And the same way you had awakenings by watching Mona Said dance and you felt those chills, the same way I truly believe that when people hear what you have shared, a lot of them will have chills and be taken into the right direction. So I am so satisfied. I'm very fulfilled with what we have brought to this episode. And again, I can only thank you and hope you never lose track of that beautiful heart of yours and that beautiful head of yours, and that you never doubt it and you keep going, never quit.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
And I mean it, I am dramatic as
I
well.
know.
And I'm not only dramatic on stage, I am drama queen. 20.
Oh yeah. Yes, dear. Me too. So I feel
So,
you.
my honey, thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
What I will do is I'm gonna share all your contacts in the show notes, the references you shared with us so that people can find you, they can know more about you. And I'm going to invite everyone to check our upcoming episode of the Oriental Café podcast. Stay well, and I will see you soon. Mwah, my darling.